Hey everybody, it's Rob with Cherry City Guns and Ammo, and today we're taking a look at my new JTS12AK. So it's an AK patterned firearm, but it's chambered in 12 gauge. Stick around. So that was our very first shots through this gun, which I really wanted to do right out of the box and on camera. I didn't want to go through any break-in period. I didn't want to, have to do a bunch of special lubing out of the box to try to get it to function correctly. I wanted to see what it would do right out of the box. And I don't know if you noticed, what I was shooting was low brass, just cheap, birdshot rounds, and it functioned flawlessly. And that's really what I wanted to test, because a lot of times these more inexpensive semi-automatic 12 gauges, to get them to run reliably, you pretty much have to run like only high brass, more powerful stuff, and they say that you don't need to do that with this. And so I wanted to put through the test, just to see, will it do it out of the box, or will it do it eventually with enough break-in. Granted, we're only 5 rounds into it, but so far it seemed pretty good. And I think the reason is, and I'm rather impressed by this in a extreme budget semi-auto shotgun. If you look right there on the front, it's got an adjustable gas block. I don't know how well that shows up on camera. We've got 4 settings. 0 is no gas. Lets no gas through at all. So it'd be like if you wanted somebody just single feed them. 1 is for your heaviest stuff, so it lets the least amount of gas through. If you're shooting slugs or maybe some hot loads, double-aught buckshot. 2 is for somewhere in the middle, and right now we have it set on 3. That's all the gas, so that way these low power, low brass shells will still function it reliably. So far so good. So that was one of the 5-round magazines that come with this gun. It comes with 2. And then I bought this aftermarket 10-round magazine, and I know it seems unreal. 10 rounds, really? Well, the 12 gauge shotgun, so they're stinking huge. So we want to see how this aftermarket magazine runs, and continue to see how this runs with these cheap low brass shells. And then I have a bunch of other shotgun shells we're going to test. So let's just kind of go through the line here. Let's hit the Scoops TV gong. Nice. No problem. Let's go to the silhouette. Oh, we had a little bit of a hang up there. Let's hit our silhouette. Apparently that did not cock the firing pin. There we go. Let's hit our spinner. And we're empty. As you notice, like most AKs, there is no last round hold open. That's just the nature of AKs, or anything that's built, as an AK pattern firearm, unfortunately. But this does have this little cutout in the safety selector. So like most AKs, all the way up, that's safe, completely locks the trigger. Down is on fire. But on this, because it has that little cutout, you pull this back, put the safety up in the safe position, and it holds your charging handle out, and then you can drop it. Let's get loaded up with some different ammo, and we'll see how it runs with that. Alright, up next I've got some 2 3/4 inch double-aught buckshot. Like how they're clear on the end, you can see the pellets in there. So we got some heavy double-aught buckshot. I have put the gas block at the number 1. That might not be enough to cycle it. It does say in the owner's manual, you just gotta kind of fiddle with the gas settings as you test different ammo to find what setting works best for the whatever ammo you're running at the time. So you just kind of have to figure it out. Might not be enough gas from these to cycle it on number 1, but we'll figure it out. let's hit our Scoops TV plate with this double aught buckshot and see how hard we can rock it. Huh. Well, a little bit of a jam up there. Could be that didn't quite have enough to cycle it. Let's turn this to 2 and we'll see what it does on the number 2 setting. Should do it on 2. I think 1 is really more regulated to slugs. Or maybe if the double aught buckshot I was shooting was like 3-inch shells, not 2 3/4. Let's hit that Scoops TV gong again. That cycled. Let's go to the silhouette. Oh yeah. Let's see if we can actually aim at our hostage popper. Boy, that hits like a ton of bricks. Let's hit our little spinner. And we are empty. Oh yeah, so it seems like it runs the buckshot pretty good on number 2. Let's take a look at some of the other features on this. This is kind of weird for shooting shotgun because it has actual AK rifle type sights, rear and front sights. And I don't know if they're trying to say that's for 500 meters. I mean, that's kind of how your typical AK sights are set up. I don't know if I buy it. I don't think you can shoot 500 meters even with a slug. But you know, they're trying to stay traditional to that AK look. We are going to test out those rifle sights. I've got some rifled slugs we're going to shoot through this, and we're going to see if we get any reasonable accuracy with rifled slugs in this. But so far, seems like once you fiddle with the gas settings to figure out what those rounds you're shooting need, it seems to be doing okay. Also, this does have removable choke tubes. I don't know how well you can see that. It comes with a wrench for them. Uses Remington chokes. Uses the Remington choke pattern. So you can buy any Remington made choke tube and you can change it out. This just comes with the single one. It's I think it's an improved cylinder, if I remember correctly from the owner's manual. Improved cylinder, which, you know, it's pretty good for anything that you would do like home defense wise. But we got some other features that we're going to check out on this gun and show to you once we run some more rounds. I'm going to go load this up with slugs and see what we can do with some slugs. Hold on. Alright, so we are back shooting some 1 ounce rifled slugs. I got 5 of them here. And if you look right there, we're set up on our 60-yard silhouette. So I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to use these rifle type sights. Might be the only way they're actually useful, having rifle sights on a shotgun. But I've set it on the number 1 setting. We're going to see how they cycle and see if I can hit with any reasonable accuracy at 60 yards. I feel like with a smooth bore at 60 yards with open sights, if we can hit with any regular accuracy, that we're doing pretty good. So let's see here. Not sure where I hit. I think I hit just to the left. Well, did not cycle that. And I hit the mag release when I did it. So maybe because these are only 2 3/4, maybe I still need to run on the number 2. Let's try another one. I believe we are hitting to the left. And I'm trying to see here. It looks like the only adjustment you can do this front sight is by drifting it. And again, we did not clear that shell and actually caused a little bit of a jam up here. So give me just a minute to clear this. Now I'm going to change this to the number 2 setting. Maybe on that number 2 setting, maybe we'll get some reliable cycling. All right. So since it seems like we're hitting to the left, I'm going to hold the right edge. I'm not sure where that hit, but I do believe that round cycled. so maybe we just needed to be on number 2 for that. I'm going to hold just off the right edge. Does my spotter see where those are hitting? Alright, I'm going to hold just off the right edge again. I feel like I hit it, but I can't tell. Alright, I'm going to load up again, and I'm going to have my spotter come watch me and tell me where I'm hitting with this thing. We might need to make some sight adjustments to be able to hit regularly at distance with slugs. Because I believe they were going left. You could probably see it better in the video. Because you're getting so down low onto the rifle to use those sights. The second it recoils, you lose sight of it for just a moment. So I'm not sure where I'm hitting on that. My spotter was spotting her phone, not the shots. But she didn't know she was supposed to be spotting, so I won't hold her too accountable. But I'm gonna go load it back up, and we'll see if we can figure it out. We're gonna do some more birdshot stuff just to see how it's running reliably, especially now that we got a few rounds through it, kind of getting everything working. I'm gonna show you some other interesting features on this, and we'll be right back. So we decided I'm not gonna sit here and try to get it sighted in at distance. I'm not gonna put you through that. We're gonna shoot some up close stuff with these slugs and see what happens here. Because really, at this point in time, I'm looking at a cheap shotgun, and we just want to see how well it cycles and whatnot. So let's hit the Scoops TV plate. That seemed like I was a little bit high. Still high? Oh, I'm hitting to the right, I think. Alright. I have no idea where I'm hitting with slugs. I don't know what's going on. But it cycled all of them reliably, and that's what I'm really concerned about right now. So look at some of the other features that come on the shotgun. One of the most important features is the price. So normally you can find these around $450 to $499. I bought this from Palmetto State Armory on St. Patrick's Day. They were having a St. Patrick's Day sale. I got this gun for $299 with free shipping. And I felt like, you know, you can't really pass up that kind of price. Even if it didn't work very well, it's $299. It's not like it's some big risk. I've spent $300 in way dumber ways than that. But so far, it seems like once you fit around with those gas adjustments and try to figure out where it's hitting, it seems to be running pretty reliably. One of the other interesting features in it, it actually has a Picatinny rail. It is attached to the top dust cover. On normal AKs, that can be somewhat problematic because sometimes those dust covers wiggle. This one doesn't wiggle, and it's because it's slightly different than the typical AK dust cover. It's kind of a pain when it comes to cleaning it. I haven't actually cleaned this gun because these are my first shots, but I have taken it apart just to kind of see how it worked. The dust cover doesn't just come off, it's actually hinged, and so then it's always in your way. And you've got this button that you push in the back like on a regular AK, but it has a secondary button that has to be pushed down before you can push this in and pop that top cover. But then see, like I said, it's always wanting to fall down and get in your way. But it's like a fairly similar to a regular AK top cover, but I feel like it'd be more secure, so you could actually reasonably use optics there. And like a typical AK, the whole spring assembly comes out basically the same way. It has the secondary dust cover on it, and that's only because your ejection port is so huge to accommodate a 12 gauge. They kind of felt like they needed a secondary dust cover in there. And then see, that stupid dust cover keeps coming down. Then your bolt, along with the piston, the whole bolt carrier group, comes out pretty much the same as a standard AK-47. Piston looks a little different, obviously. The bolt's slightly different, but it's very similar operations, and I would not be surprised to find out that is an actual AK trigger pack. It looks pretty much just like every other AK trigger pack I've ever seen. So there are a lot of things on this that hold true to its AK roots. It's not like some guns you've seen out there that try to imitate the look of an AK or an AR, like some of the some of the AR-22 long rifles, they very much on the surface look like an AR, but when you look at their actual functioning, they're not even close. It's just the outside. And there's some AKs like that as well. This is very much like a standard AK from everything I've seen. I want to run some more birdshot in it. We did have like one slight hiccup even after we adjusted the gas setting. I'm gonna go back to that setting. We're gonna run some more birdshot. We're gonna run a little bit more buckshot, and then we'll finish up the video with a few final thoughts. All right, so I want to demonstrate what the recoil's like on this. So I got the camera pointed right at me. These are just, you know, cheapo target shells. The great thing is, so far everything I've run, the recoil seems to be really manageable, and I think it's because, I mean, number one, it is a gas operated shotgun, but also it's got a pretty good amount of heft to it. So let's see if we can get an idea of what the recoil looks like. Not too bad. I mean, it's still a 12 gauge. 12 gauge hits pretty hard, but I've definitely shot way worse. So yeah, I'd say that's really not too bad at all. All right, I actually put it back onto the number 2 gas setting. I want to run a little bit more buckshot through it, just so we can, you know, see a little bit more buckshot go through. We only did 5 rounds. I want to see a little bit of more representation there. Let's go down our plate rack. That was 5 there. All right, so no hiccups on that buckshot. So to turn this gas tube or gas block adjustment, you got these little tabs here on the side you have to pull down, and then you can turn this to whatever setting you need, and then it clicks back into place. Here's one drawback. I've always wanted one of these AK pattern 12 gauges, but one major drawback to them. This magazine is absolutely enormous and weighs quite a bit, and you've only got 12 rounds or 10 rounds. It's only a 10 round magazine, and to be honest with you, I haven't been able to get 10 rounds to fit in this magazine yet. I get to 9 and the 10th one won't quite go in. Maybe it'll loosen up as this magazine gets used. That spring will get a little bit lighter. We'll see. But as of right now, a 9 round magazine that's absolutely freaking enormous. Granted, in a tube fed shotgun, to have 9 rounds, you'd have a tube that's stuck out probably further than the barrel, because this is only an 18.5 inch barreled shotgun. But I mean, that's gonna be in every AK pattern 12 gauge. That's just kind of the fact of the matter. That's just how it works. Still cool, still a lot of fun. Let's blast some more birdshot. Let's hit our Scoops TV plate. Spinner. I'm just gonna bounce around. And that should be it. I only had 8 rounds in there. But yeah, it seems like once you figure out what setting you need to be on for the different ammo, I'm very impressed, especially right out of the box. I don't know how good a job they do lubricating these. It definitely was not wet when I got it. As a matter of fact, there's some spots you can still kind of see them where, I don't know if it's lubricant that has dried and kind of crystallized and gunked up in some different spots. It definitely was not wet. I feel like this is being ran fairly dry, and we're still getting pretty darn reasonable repeatability and dependability, especially once we figured out those gas adjustments. So I'm rather impressed. You know, a lot of semi-auto shotguns can be really finicky, and I think that gas block is what did it. Now I will say these are made in China. You know, this is not the highest grade materials in the world. If anything, it's some high grade Chinesium. So if you could get a hold of an old Russian made Sega shotgun or something like that, it would probably work better for longer. Although there is a guy on YouTube with this same shotgun that has a 5,000 round review. And it's not just that he shot 5,000 rounds through it, he abused the crap out of it while he was getting through 5,000 rounds, and still functioned well. So I don't think you could really go wrong, even if after 5,000 rounds it absolutely blew up on you. Obviously not like hurting you kind of blow up, but just stopped functioning. $299 to get 5,000 rounds out of it. It's pretty good. So far I give it a big thumbs up. I like it. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you guys coming back week after week and watching me goof around and have a fun over my buddy's backyard. I appreciate all the support I get from you guys on social media, through Patreon, through just likes and comments. It means the world to me, and I want to thank you very much for that support, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.